Okay, I think it's time and we can start. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, depending on where you are joining us from. On behalf of the International Water Association Young Water Professionals Steering Committee, I'd like to warmly welcome you to today's regional call titled From Vision to Impact, Young Water Leaders Across Europe. Today, the call brings together inspiring young water professionals from across Europe who will be sharing how they are driving innovation, influencing policy, strengthening collaboration, and creating opportunity for the next generation of professionals. We hope this session will inspire meaningful conversations and encourage collaboration across the region and in other parts of the world. Um, Next slide, please. Before we begin, I would like to share a few housekeeping notes. And this webinar is being recorded for those who may not be able to attend the live. It will be available after the session. And for those who have joined, you can access the recorded version after the session. We encourage everyone to participate actively, so please feel free to post your questions in the chat throughout the presentations. We have a reserved time for panel discussion and Q&A towards the end, so where we will address the many questions that will be sent as possible. And also to ensure that the good audio for the speakers, please keep your microphones muted and on mute when you are called upon to speak. And most importantly, we encourage you to network, engage in the chat, and learn from one another. Can we move to the next slide, please? Okay, so for today's session, I'll be moderating along my colleague, Dr. Rita Noel Musa, who is from the France chapter, and I'm Jacqueline Sampeje from the Ghana chapter. So now I'll hand over to Rita to introduce speakers and the various topics they'll be speaking to. Rita,
Hi,
over to
everyone.
you.
Thank you very much, Jackie. I hope you're doing well and you're excited for the webinar today. We have excellent speakers for today. Next slide, Isabella. So this is the agenda for today. We already did the introduction and housekeeping with Jackie. We're going to have 4 speakers. At the beginning, we're going to start with the French chapter, then the Spanish chapter, Kosovo, and then Czech Republic. At the end, we'll have the questions. So feel free, like Jackie said, to pop your questions in the chat. We won't be having questions between speeches, but at the end. And we'll have a takeaway and recap and key messages and final remarks with the next steps with the IWA events. Next slide, please. I would like to welcome then Lina Saoudi from the French chapter. Lina is the chair of the IWA Young Water Professionals French chapter and a PhD researcher at iCube Laboratory and NGIS in Strasbourg, specializing in urban stormwater management. Her research focuses on developing indicators to assess the recharge benefits of soil and stormwater infiltration systems using both experimental and numerical approaches. Lina holds an engineering degree from NGIS. Prior to her current role, she worked as a hydrogeologist in Togo, where she led a team of 17 works inspectors on a project involving 450 drinking water boreholes. Passionate about continuous learning in the water sector, Lina actively seeks to connect with fellow water professionals and foster collaborative opportunities. Lina, I invite you to take the microphone, unmute yourself, and present your French chapter.
Thank you. Thank you, Rita. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Right. Perfect. So in just 10 minutes, let's explore how your young water professionals chapters in Europe are not just preparing the next generation of water leaders, but already connecting them today. Next slide, please. First of all, what is the landscape of the Iowa Young Water Professional chapters in Europe? Well, there are 18 of them with 525 members in Europe, with between 40 and 50 events that hosted annually. So we created a map based on the Iowa data of this year to have just a timeline of the different chapters. So we can see that they are the kind of old ones that were created before 2019. And other chapters, for example, like the French one in 2023. And what is really interesting here is that there is almost one chapter that is created every year, so it's still growing. I'll show you an overview of the flagship activities of its chapters in Europe to understand how they built bridges between young water professionals and how they are connecting them. So, next slide, please. So we did a kind of non-exhaustive list of the more recent flagship activities of the different chapters because we did that based on social media links, as we only received one response to our form that we posted on LinkedIn. So it's basically from social media links of the different chapters. So for the Austria chapters, they organized, for example, the 23rd Iowa International Conference on Diffuse Pollution and Eutrophication. About Bulgaria, they organized building they are building bonds with young water professionals during informal events, and they are also part of the Voice of the Danube participation, as well as the Czech Republic chapter. Cyprus, for example, organizes technical visits, such as desalination plant. Next slide, please. No, not next slide, sorry, finished just the next one. About Czech Republic, they established a student fund to travel to conferences. And they are organizing the Young Water Professional Czech Conference this September 2026. Next slide, please. About Denmark, they organized the 11th Annual Young Water Professionals in March 2026. And they also co-organized the Young Water Professional Nordic Workshop at Nord Iowa in September 2025, as long as Finland. So the goal was mainly to explore case studies from across the Nordic region, such as individual wastewater treatment plants. About France, I'll detail it later, so I'm just talking about webinars here, so you can move to the next slide. Germany has a flagship activities with the so well-known Building Bridges online event series, which is kind of a webinar series that they organize with the GWA and the VSF from Switzerland. And they also have flagship activities concerning international project implementation, where they showcase challenges, problems, and success stories of different international projects. Ireland, which is a new chapter that was created last year, has an online series event called Irish Water Perspective, which is a series of speakers that are talking about the water sector in Ireland. And they are organizing the Research and Networking Day on September 2026 to discover cutting-edge work in the water sector happening in universities and industries across Ireland. Italy have a very famous event called Coffee with Young Water Professional Italy, which is kind of a series of webinar, and we had the chance to participate in it. So we did a crossover with the Italian chapter last year. And they also organized the second Young Water Professional European Conference this June 2026. Next slide, please. About the Kosovo chapter that was created in 2023, they are organizing workshop called Bringing Water Topics into Schools. So, for example, in 2025, the goal is to empower youth as sustainability ambassadors for school. About Poland, the more recent event that we found was the conference Water Excellent Science and Industrial Development, so the third Polish Young Water Professional Conference that aimed at bringing together researchers conducting studies in water and wastewater treatment sector. About Serbia, they organized in December 2025 the Belgrade Water Forum. You can move. About the Spain chapter, they organized the 4th Iowa Young Water Professional Spain National Conference in October 2024. And they are also organizing the upcoming first IWA Young Water Professional Ibero-American Conference in October 2026. Sweden hosted the Young Water Professional workshop at ECO STP 2025, where the goal was to shape the future of the water sector and attract more young water professionals. About Switzerland, their more recent events are informal events to build bonds between young water professionals, and it's called a summer picnic. And finally, about the United Kingdom, they organized in March 2026 the UK Young Water Professional Conference with a wide range of topics, such as water quality in the UK's Lake of Windermere to drought prediction in Nigeria. So what we can see here is that the IWA Young Water Professional life in Europe is teeming with activities that connect young water professional with a wide variety of flagship activities, and in the chapters themselves, they have a wide range of activities. So you can move to the next slide, please. About the French chapter, a brief history of it. So it was created quite recently in 2023 via the ASTE Young Water Professional to support and engage young water professional in France. So the ASTE is the French Association of Water and Waste Management Professionals in France, with more than 4,000 members. So we really benefited from the fact that there was already a national cohesion of young water professionals to create this chapter. So what I will show you here is just 3 flagship activities that we have in the French chapter and how we're creating a network for young water professionals to share their knowledge and also to share their ideas about the water sector. So you can move to the... So the first one are webinars. You can click, please. So the first webinar that we hosted this year was on March 2026 about current issues in water quality measurements with 28 participants and 4 feedbacks that were all positive, both on the duration and the quality of the interventions. You can click twice, please. The second one we hosted was microplastic in water, understanding, measuring, and taking action. So in June 2026, which was our first collaboration with the VSA Young Water Professional Switzerland, which is another young water professional group. And we had 55 participants and 5 feedbacks that were all, again, positive about both the duration and the quality of the presentation. You can move to the next slide, please. A second activity that we have on the French chapter is that during non-event periods, we would like to maintain a digital presence because if we want to have connections with other young water professionals, the digital presence is essential. So we created a monthly newsletter called Bulletin, which is basically news about the water sector that we post at the end of each month. So it helps us to still have a digital presence and still connect to other groups, young water professionals, and so on. You can next slide, please. The third flagship activities that I would like to present to you today are UNESCO events. So as a French chapter, we have the chance to have the UNESCO headquarters that are located in Paris. So we participated in 2 UNESCO events in 2025. The first one was the pitch for the International Day of Glaciers in March 2025, and the second one was the UNESCO Water Youth Dialogue in June 2025 that I will detail here in the next slide. Thank you. So it was the first UNESCO Water Youth Dialogue that was co-organized by the Global Youth Movement for Water, and it gathered 60 young representatives from 40 water youth organizations. Can move to the next slide. The goal was to identify barriers that was a barrier for full engagement of young water professionals in water policy. So there was the idea that there are limited water sector opportunities for young water professionals due to scarce and financial and institutional support, that the young water professional groups were thematically and geographically fragmented, and there was also a significant career gaps faced by young water professionals, as well as their underrepresentation in water management and governance processes at all levels. You can click, please. So we had a discussion about this, and we created a strategy with 3 priority areas with output and key activities. The first one was education and capacity development, with activities that can be organized, such as the activities that Albert Erdonita from the Kosovo chapter and Denisa from Czech Republic will talk about. And also another priority area 2, so about career opportunities and innovation. And the third one about meaningful youth engagement in water governance and management. So this event helped us to have a first access to policy for young water professionals. But I'll let Bruno from the Spanish chapter talk about more about the practical application of those policies. And I thank you for your attention. Next slide. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lina, for the valuable information and your participation. And I would like to welcome now Bruno from the Spanish chapter. So Bruno will be presenting on behalf of the Young Water Professionals Spain chapter. He has a master's in civil and water engineering and works as a senior water advisor at the Danish Embassy in Spain. In this role, he works to connect the Danish water sector with European stakeholders, helping to foster collaboration, knowledge exchange, and the development of innovative water solutions across markets. Bruno is also head of international relations at the Spanish chapter, where he supports international cooperation and engagement among young water professionals. In addition, he is the founder and CEO of Luncinia, I hope I am pronouncing this correctly, a specialized hydraulic engineering and consulting company he established 2 years ago. Through his different roles, Bruno combines technical expertise, international collaboration, and entrepreneurial experience to contribute to the advancement of the water sector. I give you the floor, Bruno.
Thank you very much, Rita. I hope everyone can hear me.
Yes, all clear.
Perfect. Then, yeah, thank you very much for the presentation. Perhaps we can move to the next slide. It's the only slide that I will have, so yeah, I will not bother you so much, Rita. Good morning, everyone, or afternoon. Sorry in advance for my English. I am currently on paternity leave, and it has been a while since last time I spoke. So perhaps it's a little bit rusty. But feel free to ask any question at the end, and I hope everything will be clear. My name is Bruno Garrido. As Rita mentioned, I am part of the Young Water Professional Spain as the head of the International Relationship and Environment. We often say that young water professionals are the future of the water sector, but we are also part of the present. Today, we are designing network, operating treatment plants, analyzing data, developing digital tools, model, and responding to drought, floods, etc., and climate change. However, we are still not always present in the rooms where the main priorities of the sector are discussed. So the question I would like to raise today in this presentation is quite simple. How can young water professionals move from participating in the sector to helping shape its decisions? Our experience in Spain shows that one possible answer is through a strong partnership with the organizations that are already influencing the sector. I know that this is something common to other chapters in Europe, but yeah, I will focus more in the Spanish one, that is the one that I have more experience with. In Spain, as in many other countries, the water sector is still led mainly by senior professionals. This is not necessarily a problem. These professionals have enormous knowledge and experience. We need that experience in the water sector, and young water professionals have a lot to learn from them. But the sector is also facing important generation transitions. Many experienced professionals will retire during the coming years, and at the same time, challenges facing the water sector are becoming more and more complex. We need to manage climate change, water scarcity, aging infrastructure, digitalization, energy consumption, and new requirements and laws coming from Europe, such as the new wastewater directive. People who will manage this challenge in 10, 20 years should start participating in the decision. Today. This is not about replacing senior professionals. It is about connecting their experience with the ideas, skills, and long-term perspective of the next generation. We need a bridge between generation, not a competition between them. But how can we build this bridge? One important route is through national and regional water associations. Water governance is not only what happened when a government approves a new law. A lot of important work happened before that moment. Actually, most of that work. Technical committees identify problems, experts compare solutions, association prepare reports, recommendation, and common sector positioning. These ideas are then shared with the ministry, regulators, and public administration. In other words, policy is often influenced way before it's formally written. This is quite normal in the world that we are living. If young water professional wants to contribute to water governance, we need to be present in these early technical discussions. We should not create separate young space that has not connection with the main decision-making in the structures. We need to connect young professionals with the places where the real technical work is done or is discussed. In Spain, our main institutional partner is DACWAS. DACWAS is the National Association for Urban Water Services in Spain, and it's also the Spanish government member of the IWA. It's a similar or is comparable organization to Utilitaria in Italy and DANBA in Denmark, for example. DACWAS has 19 technical commissions involving more than 500 experts and members. This commission covers many parts of the urban water cycle, from network, drinking water treatment, wastewater, drainage, dams, energy innovation, legal, and other important areas. This group discusses everyday real problem faces by utility and water professionals. They produce studies, reports, technical proposal, and sector positioning. Thanks to our strong relationship with them, DACWAS has agreed to open this working group to members of the young water professional in Spain. It means that young water professionals are not only invited to attend or to participate in their events. They can also participate in their working groups, in their regular technical meeting, working alongside with experienced professionals. They can listen, learn, ask questions, and most important, contribute. This gives our members access to the technical discussion that can later influence sector priorities and government policies. It also increases their visibility. Senior professionals begin to see us not simply as young participants, but as engineers, researchers, and specialists who can provide useful work or useful knowledge. This is how trust begin to grow. On the slide, you can see the road that we are trying to create: access, partnership, and influence. DACWAS provide the access. The partnership create a working channel. Through useful and credible contribution, young professionals can begin to influence this conversation. However, we cannot assure that simply because we are young, we should, or every organization must give us a seat or influence. Being invited into the room is the beginning. Access is not the same as influence. A seat is not automatically a voice. If we want senior institutions to trust young water professionals, we must also offer something in return. We need to arrive prepared to this meeting, speaking the same language. We need to understand the subject. We need to volunteer for real work and respect the experience already in the room. We can help in different ways: preparing reports, organize technical activities, connect international network, or communicate complex subject to a wider audience, and to connect with other areas of the society. The most effective way to ask for greater representation is to demonstrate that our participation can create value. We should not only say, please give young water professional a voice. We should also say, give us the opportunity to contribute. You will not regret it. Partnerships must be a two-way relationship, or that's our idea. This is also why young water professional space has signed different agreement with different organizations across the water sector, as you can see in the slide. These partnerships do not all serve the same purpose. Some, such as the agreement with the Spanish Association of Civil Engineers or with Aguas Residuales, help us increase the visibility of young water professionals and connect them with professional forums. Other, such as our collaboration with ESRI, give member access to training and technical tools that can improve the quality of our work or of our contribution. Other agreements, such as the one that we have with the Water Technology Alliance or ALIDIR, Minerías Más, and the Hispano-Danish Chamber of Commerce, create international and cross-sector connection. We should think about this agreement as we should not think about this agreement as a collection of logos. Each partner should open a different working channel, a technical group, a training opportunity, an expert community, an event, a workshop, or a joint project. As the sentence on the slide said, the agreement is not the outcome. The working channel is. A photograph of the signing ceremony is always nice and very useful for communication. But the real value begins the following day when we start working with that organization. My message to other young water professional chapter is therefore kind of practical. First, identify this organization, in Spanish TACWAS, that influence the water sector in your country. Which association prepare technical positions, which organization speak regularly with the government, where are the standard report in your country they're developed. Then approach this organization with a concrete proposal. Do not simply ask for general support. Propose something useful. For example, the young water professional could participate in one technical group, join a workshop, do a mentoring program, a technical report, or help in any kind of training activity. Third, select young water professionals who are ready to contribute and to represent the network in the country. The objective is not only to place a person in the meeting. The objective is to make that participation valuable and credible. Then share this opportunity with the rest of the network. Members should participate, report back, and then help other young water professionals enter the process. And yeah, finally, it's also important always to communicate the results in LinkedIn or social media. Show the sector that young water professionals are contributing. Visibility also should come from useful work, not from just being young, and as I mentioned earlier. I would like to finish my speech with one final idea. As young water professionals, we are not only asking for space in the sector, we are also taking responsibility for how we use that space. We know that we need the knowledge, trust, and access provided by this existing institution. We need them. We value the experience of senior professionals, and we want to learn from them. But at the same time, we are ready to contribute, and we are ready to participate in the technical discussions, to take responsibilities, and to bring new perspectives to the challenge the sector is facing. We understand that being present in the room is not enough. We want to be useful. We want to be part of the work, not only part of the conversation. So our commitment is clear. If the doors are open, we will work through them, prepare to listen, to collaborate, to deliver. Because for us, participation is not only about visibility, it's about responsibility, it's about working, continuity, and it's about building the future of the water sector together. Yeah, I think that's all the ideas I have for this speech. I think it was more or less 10 minutes. Thank you for your time, and I hope it was useful.
Thank you very much, Bruno, for this valuable presentation and information, and for highlighting how much it is important for young water professionals to be active in the water sector and try to ask for a very valuable role and positions and act as soon as possible as well. I would like to present now the representatives of the Kosovo chapter. So first, Mr. Albert, he is the head of the project section at RWC Hydro Regioni Giugor, where he leads infrastructure and development projects while contributing to asset management and benchmarking processes. Since joining the company in 2017, he has played a key role in the digitalization of water and wastewater systems, including the development of network databases and maintenance management systems. He is actively engaged in the water sector as chairperson of Young Water Professionals Kosovo chapter and chair of the IAWD Young Water Professionals Steering Committee for the Danube region, as well as a board member of the International Association of Water Service Companies in the Danube River catchment area. His work focuses on capacity building, innovation, and strengthening the next generation of water professionals. He holds a degree in water engineering from the University of Pristina and has completed the utility management program supported by the World Bank. So welcome, Albert. I would like also to invite and to welcome Ms. Erdonita. She is the program and project manager at the Water and Wastewater Works Association of Kosovo, as well as the country project manager for the RCDN project in Kosovo. With over 7 years of experience in the water sector, she leads key initiatives focused on capacity development, project coordination, and strategic engagement with stakeholders. Her expertise includes project design and management, donor communication, and the organization of national and regional trainings and conferences. Among her previous key roles are the management of the SEEAM project, coordination of the Balkans Joint Conference, and leadership of the Conference for the Young Water Professionals Network in Kosovo. Erdonita also serves as a strategic advisor to the Young Water Professionals Group in Kosovo, where she contributes to long-term planning and advocacy for the active inclusion and empowerment of young water professionals in the sector. She holds a master's degree in European integration and public administration and a bachelor's degree in political science from the University of Pristina. Most recently, she has been certified as a master trainer for training of trainers by GIZ and NALAS, further enhancing her capacity to support institutional and professional development in the water sector. Thank you for your presence, and I would like to invite you to present your work now.
Thank you very much, Rita. Hi, everyone. It's really nice to be here and to show to everybody what the Young Water Professional Group of Kosovo is doing and how we are achieving our success year by year. Actually, together with Erdonita, we started our journey in Young Water Professional Group in 2018. Together with her as a steering committee of this chapter, we tried and we have been focused to help young generation to empower and mobilize in order to create a job market for them. If you can, next, thank you. Young Water Professionals of Kosovo, it has around 80 members. It has been established in 2013. In 2023, we are now a part of IWA network. Next slide, please. According to our status of group, we are under the umbrella of Water and Wastewater Association, where Erdonita is working. And from 2023, we started to apply for grants. We started to be a part of implementation projects. As Bruno said earlier, it's not that young water professionals should be only in table and discuss, but also need to contribute in their country and need to be a part of projects. So in 2023, we, for the first time, we won a grant from the program called Integrated Water Resource Management. It has been a grant of 30K euros. Our idea from the beginning was to create a web application, really good database for regional water companies. During that time, the regional water companies has been reporting to water regulatory only in in Excel data sheets, and after that we built a new system for them, for all regional companies, to report the water abstraction, to report the performance data, to report all the things what they need to report to regulatory by a web application or online. So before that, it has been a low credibility of data, unstructured data, delayed decision making. Now the regulatory has a database where they can find everything what they want, and they can do a lot of analysis about the water abstraction, water production, treated water, about the pumping station, about water quality, and everything else. So according to this program, it was our first project what we implemented as a young water professional group. 18 members worked on this project. Next slide, please. So the program or the web application, it's called the Water Service Information Systems. As I said in the beginning, it's online now. It's in the web page of the regulatory of Kosovo, and the companies are obligated to report for each month about the reporting for water production and others. This program or this web application, it can be used from regulatory, it can be used for river basin authority, it can be used by municipalities, and it can used by Institute of Health that monitors water quality. So every day, the water quality, every sample of analysis, it's recorded, and they have the map where they recorded the water quality, and they did the samples for analysis. From this project, from this success of the first project, the government of Kosovo, the institutions, the ministries, the associations saw that young water professionals from Kosovo can do more. So according to this, we are now implementing 2 more projects. The next project is called EduWater, and Erdonita is a project manager, and she will tell us more about the EduWater. So Erdonita, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Albert, for the presentation of the group in Kosovo. And I will present our next grant that we are under implementation for the moment. As Albert mentioned, after that success that we had with the implementation of first grant, all donors that are active part in the water and sanitation sector in Kosovo, and that also other agencies that are here were very interested to engage young water professional groups in implementation of their innovation initiatives. So in this regard, young water professionals group in our country is well recognized from all institutions and donors part in Kosovo. We have opportunity to apply for many grants, and 2 of them now we are under the implementation. Now I will present the EduWater Kosovo, that is an educational project for pre-university level in the schools. And please, can you go to the next slide? Just okay. This is the new project that we have. It's EduWater, because edu in Albanian means love. So this meaningful topic of the project is that to introduce the younger generation with the love of nature and water in this aspect. In fact, our country is really small compared to the others that we can see here present. and we have 5 river basins in Kosovo. So we have decided to intervene and to go with the educational lectures in 5 main municipalities that are part of these river basins. We will intervene in 3 levels, in 3rd grades in primary schools, in a high schools level of 7th and 12th grades. Please, can you go in the next slide? Here we have 3 educational packages. Each of them will have some presentation materials, will have a teacher booklet, will have a student's booklet and teacher's guide, and also there will be some experimental and exhibition activities that will have students that will be engaged in this activity. In fact, we have 3 great packages, 9 pilot schools, 5 municipalities that we will implement, and this have target more than 1,200 students that will be part of this program. And also we will improve the knowledge of 13 teachers regarding the integrated water resources, and the entire implementation for this project is 16 months. It's already started in May, and we will end up in the August next year. Also, one of the plans is to have a summer school for 2 weeks for the people who will be engaged and will give the best results on this activity. Just to mention that this is a pilot phase of this project, and maybe in the future we can develop this program in other schools and municipalities in Kosovo. Thank you for attention, and please, Albert, if you can continue with the next project.
Thank you very much, Erdonita. So Erdonita is a project manager, and here in other project, I'm a project coordinator. We have another project now implementing. It's called Digitalizing Kosovo Water Infrastructure. It's a project funded by World Bank through the program Flows Call here in Kosovo. We are in the 4th month of implementing this project. The idea is to digitalize around 400 water infrastructure or small dams in all country. It will be included around 38 Kosovo municipalities, 4 river basins, and we will create a database for the national GIS database for the small water dams. The idea is from the Ministry of Special Planning, and as a young generation or young people from the group are a lot of backgrounds, experts for the GIS, for the software systems engineers. It was an idea to implement this project, and we are now implementing. The total amount of the project is about 150,000 euro for about 9 months. We have the 3 pillars of the final deliverable. So we are doing now the field verification. The guys from our group are going in the site and measuring with GPS all the technical data about the small water dams. We have a group also for technical database and GIS. And in the end of this project, the idea is to be used from the, from the institutions for decision making. Next slide, please. Thank you. So who will use the register and how? The key users for this project will be the Ministry of Environment and Special Planning, the Kosovo Cadastral Agency. After we finish our work, we will deliver it to them, all the database, and they will put in Joe portal. the data will be used also for municipalities, and from the flows team, this program that is funded by World Bank. So in the end, we will have a unified database for identifying, comparing, and prioritizing small water infrastructure assets. We will have the evidence-based information, and we will have also a standardized GIS layers with metadata. In this program are engaged around 18 members of young water professionals. And in the program of EduWater, like Erdonita said, EduWater is I Love Water. We have around 12 or 13 people that are engaged directly in the project. So in the meantime, around 30 people now are working in projects only in young water professional groups of Kosovo. I mean, last time when we have meetings with institutions, with private sector, a lot of private sector companies, they are counting us as competitors, and they are saying that you don't have to do this, but you need to work for us. But we started in this way, and we are trying also what Bruno said in the beginning, to contribute and to be a part of decision making in our country. Thank you very much. For any question, we will be here with Erdonita, and we are happy to answer.
Thank you very much, Albert and Erdonita, for these valuable information as well. It's very important to see how young water professionals are being involved in, especially in innovative solutions. I would like to invite now Denisa from the chapter the Czech Republic. So Denisa is a water professional specializing in water technology and public engagement in the water sector. She currently serves as the chair of IWA Young Water Professionals Czech Republic and the vice chair of the IAWD Young Water Professional Committee connecting young water professional groups across the Danube region. Professionally, she is head of development of H2 Gospodar, a non-profit initiative focused on promoting water-related topics through education and public outreach. She is developing the content for a newly established educational center focused on water in Prague. Denisa is actively involved in organizing international conferences, webinars, and capacity building activities within the IWA community. She serves as a member of the program committee for the Emerging Water Leaders Forum, which will be held during the IWA World Water Congress in 2026. Her work focuses on bridging technical water topics with communication and education. Denisa, I invite you to the floor.
Thank you, Rita, for a lovely introduction. I think I didn't had this was the best introduction I I had. I will try to be short because I'm really looking forward to the discussion part of our webinar. So, hello once again. I will talk more about the challenges we face in Europe, about the opportunities for YWPs in this region and the road ahead. Next slide, please. So why does it even matter to discuss YWPs? Europe needs a new generation of water leaders. There is really huge problems happening right now in the same moment. For example, the aging workforce. In Czech Republic, 30% of the water workforce will retire in the next 10 years, which is crazy number. There are also topics as climate change and water resilience, which are really increasingly popular and important. Also, digitalization, innovation, and new legislation. We need new skills for YWPs to learn and to obtain. And also the need for the interdisciplinary cooperation, because water is not standalone topic. So we need to discuss it with a broader part of different fields. Next slide, please. So the challenges we face and what's holding YWPs back is definitely the gap between education and real practice. After we study at the universities, we have many technical and theoretical knowledge, but we do not have that much information, for example, for decision-making processes. There is a limited influence in decision-making because all the senior positions are telling us that we do not have the experience and that we need to learn more and work more. There is also the lack of mentorship and leadership opportunities, and also the access to conferences. The conferences can be really expensive, and there is unequal access to them because there is only few places or few positions in the company to attend the conferences. And YWPs want to change lots of stuff. I would like to say that I'm one of them, really eager to change. But it can also lead to overload because we have full-time jobs, and in the weekends and evenings we are trying to prepare a lot of events and activities for YWPs. And overall, also the low visibility of the water sector, that the sector is not that interesting for the public. Next slide, please. And we will look at it from the brighter side, which are the opportunities which are available for YWPs in Europe. Is definitely to connect people. You can join the national YWP chapters, or you can be part of it as a member or part of the steering committee. And you can also join the wider YWP community in Europe. You can connect with different YWPs on social media and through IWA. And what's also really important is to keep learning. That means you have a lot of possibilities to learn after university. There is a lot of webinars, for example, this one, or workshops which are held online or in person. I saw so many summer schools in the last months, and also training courses. There's lots of opportunities offered by Erasmus Plus, not only for students, but also for adults. And also you can be part of the international associations as IWA, IAWD, and many, many more. You can explore, for example, where attending a technical visit. There's lots of different approaches and technologies which are used in Europe. For example, when I compare it to Czech Republic to Spain or different countries, we do things differently, even if we have the same legislation. You can contribute, you can attend the conferences, you can present, you can also be part of the committees of the conferences, so you can shape the international conferences, and you can also organize different kind of events. Next slide, please. And I would like to showcase you what we do in IWA YWP Czech Republic, what opportunities we provide to our members. The YWPs is definitely the access to knowledge. We have a student fund. It's not only student, it's like member fund. We can fund our members to attend international and national conferences, or we have agreements with organizers of big Czech water conferences. So we have tickets, free tickets or heavily discounted tickets for our members. We also organize workshops and lectures, international webinars. So our members have the possibility to obtain different perspectives and different type of knowledge. Next slide, please. We also provide access to projects. Our members can be part, for example, this one is a project focused on Czech water sector and how to communicate about the sector, how to make the sector visible and seen as engaging. So we created different kind of methodologies, and our members have been part of creation of these documents and materials, but also these materials are for free. So also our members can read them and know how to communicate about the sector. Next slide. There is also the possibility to access the companies and utilities. We organize different kind of technical tours to water and wastewater treatment plants, blue-green infrastructure. We organize different kind of technical workshops and laboratory visits. So our members have the possibility to speak directly with the employees of the companies to ask, for example, about internships and jobs. Next slide. We try to also provide international opportunities. That means we share the possibility to attend international conferences, but also be part of the organization and organization of the international conferences also from the committee perspective. That means to really create it, shape it, and that was also the case of the YWP Eastern European Conference, which will be held next year in Prague. Next slide, please. And also what's really important, and for me, it's maybe the most important part, and that's the community. We try to provide our members the feeling of being taken seriously. So we have different kind of formal and informal meetings where the YWPs have the chance to share their problems, for example, with work, with colleagues, and etc. Next slide. And what's the road ahead? From my point of perspective, in 3 easy words, it's connect, empower, and act. I think we should move from the participation to real influence, from networking to joint action, and from isolated national chapters to a connected European community. That means that we could communicate and join projects together as chapters. And what's also really important, and I think that we are not taking that seriously, and that's building bridges between generations, to really talk with the experienced ones, with the seniors, to make opportunities accessible to everyone, so that everyone can join our activities, that they are for free. And also, this one is really huge and it will take a lot of time, but also becoming visible beyond the water sector and to showcase the water sector, its beauty and its appeal. So that's from my side. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Denisa, and everyone else for showing us how it is important to take part of these initiatives and share your work with everyone else around, especially in this call for the Regional Europe Call. We have around 20 minutes for questions, so I'd like to invite anyone who has any question. You can unmute yourself and ask your question. If not, I will be reading the questions in the chat. So I don't know, Ryan, if you would like to ask your question directly. I assume to the Kosovo chapter. Or not, I can read the question. So in APAC, we build on educational approach through pilot apprenticeship and mentoring initiatives, allowing young water professional members to understudy professionals at work, mostly relying on people-public partnerships. Think of it as train and place program. We are looking at about 13% conversion rate, where the young water professionals end up as intern or full-time professionals. Young water professional, Malaysia refined to Singapore's pilot by leveraging into IWA regionally. It wasn't a question, it was a comment. I don't know if you would like to reply or add a comment to Ryan's
No, hi Rita, and hi everyone.
Hi,
let me take
Ryan.
questions. Let me let me keep the floor rolling. All right. Hi guys. Hi everyone. I'm Brian. I'm from the APAC region and I represent YWP Singapore. Right. I guess this is the first I think ever that APAC has really made up to Europe as well. It's a great pleasure to see everybody here. I think the only question that I have for all the YWP chairs here, right, is that how do you guys sustain your programs? Because earlier in the sharing, I heard most of you either programs run on free, they're either NGOs or they are supported by your various government organizations, correct? But what happens if you turn it into a pure private entity in the sense that all your rules are off, all bets are off? How would you sustain, right? So this is the question that I asked Denisa earlier in private chat. So I said, if your programs are free, how do you sustain? Because in the long run, let's say your term plan is a year, you have, let's say, 100 members to look after for. How do you take care of your members, right? Food-wise, water-wise, program-wise, all these need funds, right, guys? So I'm just happy to hear your initiatives, how do you pilot your programs, right? So open the floor to all you guys.
Thank you, Ryan. So yeah, we try to make as much of the events for free, and it really depends on how many sponsors we can have. That means, for example, for the conferences, we try to have the fee for our members really as low as possible. That means that, for example, for our national YWP conference, the YWPs pay like 40 euros, and but the real expense is around 100 euros. So the 60 euros we have to obtain from the sponsors, and it's going well. Sometimes the sponsors want to provide more finance, sometimes not, but it really depends on how much. I think that with more activities, we have more sponsors because we are more seen in, for example, on social media and etc. But for example, we are from the Czech Water Association, and I know that many YWP chapters receive some fundings from their associations. But unfortunately, we are not one of them. But we try to have discussions about that. But I think that in every region and every country, finance is really a tough topic. So we have not been successful in that. But it's mainly about sponsorship from the companies. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ryan, for your question. I hope that you got your answer. I don't know if anyone from another chapter would like to add anything.
I could also add something.
Yes, Bruno.
Well, in general, in Spain, we have the same structure. We don't. We have only the funding from the companies. Normally, we get most of our funding through the Young Water Professional Conference, that is biannual, and we normally get there most of the funding, and then we use across not only the conference but the rest of the year. But this funding came normally from private company or public company that want some representation or some visibility during our events. But yeah, normally all the people in the Spanish Young Water Professional Committee work for free for this initiative, and we get some funding for perhaps some food when we are traveling or these kind of things, but nothing out of quite similar
Thank
to, I guess, most of the European chapters.
Thank you very much, Bruno. Eldonita?
Yeah, okay. Also, I will present one of our experience. We mostly have a membership fee for young water professionals. For people who are only students, we have like 20 euros per year, so it's very low cost. And for people who have a job or they are working, it's 40 euro per year in annual basis, but this is not sufficient to cover all the expenses. It's good that in Water and Wastewater Association we have a room that is young water professionals rooms. room, and we can organize meetings here that can cover around 15 people, for example, some small trainings or everything else. For specific activities that we organize and young water professionals, we try to find grants, small grants or financing by the active donors in water and sanitation sector in Kosovo. But we don't have any sustainability tool to improve this.
Thank you, Erdenita. Yes, Yuchen?
Cool. Thanks everyone to share the experiences. It's nice to see some faces, especially after the Italian conferences. Yeah. So I think in terms of that, I think in Europe it's a bit challenging. At least in Ireland's case, if we want to receive any sponsorship, we are not like legal bodies to receive the money. So there's requirements to register as the charity or NG nonprofit. So then we are allowed to have the organizational bank account. So as you see that, I think the first person when they presented, we are organizing an in-person event. So what we did is collaborated with a university or institution, which they have the legal rights to do it. And then if there's any sponsorship, it goes through their side. But in terms of the financial sustainability or the running the events or benefits for the YWPs, I want to raise a question that for maybe from IWA side is like maybe is there any funding allocated for the chapters to run such event? If, for example, if we are trying to organizing an event, can we apply fund from it? And also, like, is there any like a travel fund for the young water professionals when they trying to attend the IWA events or even other external events related to water? Because this is quite similar from practices in many professional societies, but in the IWA side, we don't really see this. So I just want to raise this for discussion on the table. Thanks.
Thank you, Yuchen. Isabella?
Thank you, Rita, and thank you, Tim, for these questions. Currently, there is no fund allocated for chapters, as well as there is no travel grants available for YWPs to attend the conferences, the Tier 1 conference that are led by the IWA Secretariat.
So I think if I can add to Isabella, that's why we encourage chapters as well to collaborate with private entities or even academic, so they can support them on finding the right sponsorships and the right fundings for these type of activities. So it's very chapter and country based. But we also highlight these differences between countries in our regional calls, so we can emphasize or help you get some partnerships maybe with other chapters as well, or get the chance to see other chapters, how they are doing and how they are moving forward with these financial situations. Thank you again, Yuchen. Denisa, I think you had a question in the chat. I don't know if you want to ask the question.
Yeah, definitely. I will only just like in really quick add to Yushen. Congratulations for the first in-person meeting. I think it went well. And I think like one of our positive side is that we are under the association. So that means that all the documents are like they are dealing with it. But I know that Kosovo and also Switzerland are like really independent, that you are like your own organization. So maybe ask them about more details. Maybe they will know more. And my question was for the ones who are not from Europe, because when I was preparing my presentation, I felt like really huge I didn't know how to describe it. Like, I didn't know if I'm like the right one for the European perspective because, yeah, Prague is in the heart of Europe. But so I wanted to know if you would add something different. And for the ones who are outside of Europe, if you connect with the topics I was speaking about, or if you are experiencing different challenges. For example, I think for us the aging workforce is like one of the biggest problems. But if it's, for example, in Singapore, the same or not. So that's my question, and the floor is all yours.
Thank you very much, Denisa. So, anyone from outside of Europe would like to respond or give us a brief description of their experience on that matter? Ryan is thinking, I can see.
Maybe I'll get the ball rolling first. Likewise, Singapore faces the aging workforce as well. Typically, all our engineers or water engineers stay in the industry for up to 20 years, 30 years. So to a certain aspect, all the young water professionals work up to 10 years and then we start moving to different sectors. So we'll move from downstream to upstream. So let's say we're talking about hydraulics here, civil engineering, we'll start moving upstream. So to project managers, to policy makers. So that's how I'll say the dynamics are in Asia Pacific likewise. So we don't really have a very successful pipeline per se. So this is what I'll say the Asia Pacific have been doing for the longest time. We have been trying to retaining talents in the water sector, but we just can't do it because there's not enough, I would say, support and rapport. At the same time, as long as our bosses are still here, I guess you'll never climb the corporate ladder. So that's how it works across the world, I guess.
Thank you very much, Ryan. Anyone else would like to ask a question? Well, I have a question myself to any of the chapters. Feel free to reply. How can we create more opportunities for young water professionals to attract them to join IWA? I don't know if you have issues getting more members on board or younger members as well. If you have elder members that maybe are close to 35 and are leaving soon. So how does that impact your chapters?
I can start but I was speaking, so I think I can like really give the floor.
I think
Albert.
everyone is thinking. So if you want to start, Albert, you're muted.
Yes. Sorry, but I'm in a large office and sometimes actually we don't face this problem, to be honest, as a small country. But we are. I told you in the beginning that we have around 80 members there, but we have also a big list of waiting list. The thing is that we don't have the much space to accommodate all of them because we don't have so many activities and sometimes we cannot accommodate. But the people here in Kosovo, usually we are a really young generation, the most young generation in Europe. A lot of people are trying to be a part of UWP and a lot of people wants to be in our side. Actually, we are thinking with the steering committee to expand the group and how to say, to divide groups also, the people who are more than 30 years and the people that are under 30 years. But we are also working and thinking on that, how to do. But I mean, we are very happy that the young generation in Kosovo is trying to be a part of young water professional group, and I think that we need to focus to arrange more activities because, as we know, this is a voluntary thing, and you need to spend a lot of energy to organize activities, to organize workshops, and sometimes. We face this problem because the people are working in somewhere else and they are tired to organize things and to how to say, we cannot accommodate more than 80 people right now in our group.
Well, that's amazing. I think I'm very impressed. I don't know if I can propose an idea. Maybe you can have a committee that is specialized in organizing events. So you know a few people that are really committed into doing that, and that they are available to do just that, and lay off the other responsibilities of the chapter. So you can divide the stuff and try to involve everyone. But I am very happy that your chapter and your country is thriving, because we need that. Thank you for your contribution, Albert. I don't know if anyone else wanted to share his thoughts on the other side.
I can make a quick comment.
Sorry, you can go on.
Yes, Bruno,
Sorry,
and then
Lina.
we'll have Lina.
In Spain, we have the situation that you don't need to be part of the IWA to be part of the young water professional. We have around more than 700 people in the young water professional, and most of them, they are not part of IWA. I would say perhaps 5 of the, or 10% of them are part of IWA, but normally they are just part of the young water professional, and they are very happy with the activities that we organize across the country. Option to bring them closer to IWA could be to have more presentation of IWA during our events. That's something that we are trying to do. For example, we are organizing now the first Ibero-American conference that Isabella, I think, is attending. And this is something that we are trying to improve, to connect them or to bring closer IWA to our activities. Normally, it's activities that we are just organizing, the Young Water Professional Spain, for other Young Water Professional Spain. But having people from IWA that is to see that that the organization is also a group of people, not only us speaking about the IWA, to have a real person from IWA there. Could be also beneficial.
Thank you very much, Bruno and Lina.
From a different perspective, as you may know, we're like less than 5% running the French chapter, and it's been quite difficult to maintain. But what we are trying to do is that each event, so each ASTE Congress, we present during international sessions the IWA to young water professionals. So it helped to attract new members, so a little bit. And as I said, webinars are also are also something that we do because it's quite easy to put in place, and it attracts people to either be a speaker themselves, so young water professionals talk about their research, for example, or their job, and it's a great opportunity to share knowledge with people and also questions about the water sector. So we're trying those two type of activities. So we're trying our best.
Thank you very much, Lina. I can confirm the struggles we are having in the French chapter. And thank you, everyone, for participating and sharing your experiences, your valuable experiences. Isabella, if you can share the slides again, and I give the platform to Jackie to give us the key takeaways of the call today.
Right. Thank you very much, Rita. And thank you once again to all our speakers for sharing such insightful messages with us this morning from my side. As we reflect on today's discussion, several important issues stood out. The first one being collaboration. It's a very necessary tool for YWP communities to thrive across Europe chapters. And they are building partnerships that connect young professionals with experts, institutions, and one another, and it's very impressive. These relationships are also creating opportunities for young water professionals to lead and grow professionally. The second area is young professionals are increasingly moving beyond participation to position of influence. We saw from the presentation how strategic partnership, technical collaboration, and active engagements are helping young professionals contribute to policy dialogue, governance, and decision-making within the water sector. And thirdly, innovation thrives when young professionals are empowered. So the example from Kosovo demonstrated that young youth-led initiatives can improve data management, digitalize water infrastructure, strengthen education, and also ultimately support more resilient and sustainable water systems. And finally, whilst the challenges remain, including limited access to leadership opportunities, funding, mentoring, and visibility, the opportunities are equally significant and available through networking, capacity building, knowledge experience, continual learning, participation in conferences, and other international collaboration. Believe young professionals can continue to grow and shape the future of water sector. Thank you, and back to you, Rita.
Thank you very much, Jackie. Next slide, Isabella, and I think I'll give you the floor to give us a tour around the upcoming IWA events.
Yes, perfect. So thank you everyone for joining the meeting that we have today and also for sharing your experience. I just want to highlight in terms of summing some of the upcoming IWA events, both online and in person, that we're going to host. First of all, next week we have an online capacity building session in collaboration with the Global Youth Movement for Water, which is the same organization that the French chapter presented. This is a capacity development series that is related to the preparation of all the young people that are attending the UN Water Conference in the end of this year in Abu Dhabi. So you can scan your QR code and register to it. Again, it's free to attend. And we have more information about this in the website. In terms of in-person YWPs, IWA YWP conference, we have the Benelux and the Ibero-American conference happening in October. Both are open for registrations. And as Bruno mentioned, this is the first edition that we have for the Ibero-American conference happening in Madrid. From IWA staff, IWA Secretariat events that are led, we have the World Water Congress and exhibition happening in Glasgow this year. And then at the same time, as part of the Congress activities, we have the Emerging Water Leaders Forum, which is a forum that is developed by young water professionals for young water professionals. Denisa is here. She is part of the program committee of the Emerging Water Leaders Forum. And we also have the Digital World Summit that is happening in Turkey later this year. In terms of new IWA events, these are the two ones that IWA launched, first edition that are going to happen. So the Sanitation Summit happening in Cape Town in South Africa, and then we have the Global Utility Summit happening in Hong Kong. And we already have some IWA YWPs events happening next year. So Denise mentioned about the Eastern European Conference, but we also have the DAC Conference, both of them happening here in Europe. So I do recommend that you check the website to see if you can contribute and be part of it. And also in terms of the IWA membership, I would definitely recommend that all of you that you promote within your chapters the discount code that we have for new members, YWPs. So as long as you are 35 years old or younger, you can use the QR code, the discount code that you see in your screen to receive the discount for memberships. And that's all from my side. So thank you very much once again. And I wish that you have a very good end of Friday, beginning of Friday, depending where you are in the world. And take care, everyone.
Thank you very much, everyone. See you soon in the events.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.